Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where last episode Russia decided to attack us for some reason. I have no idea why they thought that was a good idea, but they ended up backing down and we got our recognition out of that. So we are officially a great power, and that's wonderful. We're making 143k right now. We could think about turning up our government wages to here. That would be pretty expensive. No doubt about that. We could definitely think about it. Where would that put us at financially? That might be okay. That would definitely bump our prestige up. What else would that net us, though? What would the actual benefit of that be? I don't care. Prestige and literati and petite bourgeoisie approval? We don't need to have that up. Okay. That's fine for now. We're going to finish building these munitions plants that we queued up when we thought we were going to go to war. And that's absolutely great. We are going to wrap that up fairly quickly, and we've got a bunch of government administrations underway here. But there's not that many more pages of them queued up here. So we've got, what, 12 pages? 12 pages. Yeah, that won't be too bad. We'll get that done for sure. And these munitions plants will wrap up too. We may still want to attack Russia. These guys are considered loyal to us. There's no real way to integrate them, is there? Yeah, they are. Korea is loyal to us. We might want to go after Japan at some point. That might be something that we do. Low wages with workers in Alsa, huh? 50% chance of 10% or 50% of 20%. Okay, that's great. So we're up to a 32% enactment chance. We got the 20% there. Cool. We definitely want to get compulsory primary school done if we can, so that would be magnificent. I do think going after Japan would be definitely interesting. They're improving relations with France right now. We're wrapping up our munitions plants, and there's rifling unlocked. That's great. So rifles for a production method, and that leads to 2 additional technologies. Sure. We'll definitely bump down to rifles. Munitions plants should be changed a bit as well. Publicly traded for our arms industries, probably. Cool. So that looks great. Our unemployment is at 13.7 million with 67.3 million peasants. We definitely still need to work on that. So we're working on the rotary valve engine right now. 8 months left on that. We need to continue working on our construction. And I'm actually leaning towards getting ourselves another location of construction here. In like Southern Anhui, perhaps, but there is reduction of construction efficiency there. So I think we'll build it in Chongqing instead. And we're just going to do this top priority. This may end up killing our surplus at this moment. We'll see how that goes. But I want to get additional construction going here. I want to build faster. So that'll be great. And we should still be building government administrations in the background. Indeed we are. So our construction is really barreling forward. How are we doing in comparison to France's GDP right now? Okay, we're not hugely behind them. Cool. So we're going to continue building these government administrations. That only ate up about half of our surplus. That's really not bad. Opium is considered expensive right now. Okay, sure. Can we make opium plantations? We can. And we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm building it here because of the infrastructure. We should definitely take a look at some of this infrastructure. This needs work. Okay, so railways are 20 infrastructure, so we need 2. We need 2. We need 3. And then this is going to be 10 plus an additional 3, so a total of 13. Okay, so all of these railways are underway. Opium plantations are as well. Those will be done in 7 weeks. And all of these government administrations will be finishing up in the background. So that's looking good. In terms of pages, we're down to only 8 pages of government administrations, even with all of this in the first page. So really, that's only 7.5 pages about. That's not bad. We did dip negative financially. I'm not shocked about that. And this will go away slowly over time. Running a deficit here is completely fine. We'll get these opium plantations done. We've got 6 of those on the way in. Opium is considered expensive right now, and market access is our primary issue at this moment. We'll see what happens with compulsory primary school. Never one of them, huh? 10% enactment chance or a 25% chance of 20% enactment chance? We're going to say everyone deserves a chance. Cool. So the opium plantations finish now. Beautiful. We've only got 62 weeks left in this construction queue. Anything else auto-queuing? We should definitely... yeah, we can't move those down just yet. All of that is auto-queuing that it can right now, so that's looking good. Okay, yeah, this is looking absolutely phenomenal. We would like to get steam donkeys, for sure. That would be helpful. There's a lot of technology that we can still get, but we're at 47% literacy at this point. That's looking solid. Our literacy is definitely improving. The rotary valve engine is about 3 months away from finishing. Steel railway cars, aniline, those are being exposed. What else is being exposed here? Nothing in the military tab. Identification documents? Okay, that's not terrible. Okay, cool. So for now, that's looking fine. What we need more than anything at this moment is finishing up our railways, right? That's going to be the biggest boon here, because we have a lot that we have not going on in terms of our market access, particularly in Jiangxi. So that needs to be worked on. Iron and paper are both considered expensive right now, and I would like to do something about that. So we're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't know if that's actually 10, but close enough. And we're just going to bring this up by 1. This is going to go to 31, and then add an additional 20. So this will go up to 24. Cool. And we'll let that be underway. So the paper mills are being worked on. The iron mines are being worked on. The railways are being worked on. And we're still building government administrations in the background. I love it. We're almost through these government administrations. To be clear, we are going to need more. But this will be a good step. Cool. Rotary valve engines finish up, and that gives us a lot to work on, particularly in the paper mills, where that's going to be very important. So we're going to get those production methods in the furniture manufactories, in the tooling workshops, that's a very big deal. In the paper mills, an incredibly big deal. Steel mills, a very big deal. Motor industries, that's a pretty big deal. Chemical plants can't go to publicly traded just yet. Okay. Arms industries and munitions plants, it's less of a big deal, but it is nice. And I don't think there's anything in the rural areas for that. But that is going to help our production of a lot of things. So we were working our way down towards arc welding. We finished up the rotary valve engine. We need electrical generation at this point so that we can grab... well, we have the ability to take pneumatic tools here. Do we want to just grab pneumatic tools into arc welding? Or do we want to grab electrical generation first? I think we'll take electrical generation for the time being. So that'll be underway. And we'll start working on electrification. That'll take a little bit of time for sure. These railways are going to be done in just a couple of weeks here. And yeah, we're at minus 300k right now financially. This is not a shocker. Did that create any other problems for us? Iron and paper are still considered expensive. Okay, and taxation capacity is definitely getting a lot better. There's no doubt about that. So these railways are finishing up now. Paper mills and iron mines are still a ways out. That's okay for the moment. The government administrations are all under construction at this time. I love it. So I think we're going to avoid queuing anything else up right now. Dissenters have broken ranks. Minus 15% enactment chance. Okay. Not ideal. 28.3% now on enacting our compulsory primary school. But that's fine. We're 13 weeks out from our paper mills, and that will help matters a lot financially. We can see here there's not a lot of unrealized taxes left to claim, so that is a good sign. And we'll just we'll let these constructions happen up until 8 weeks when all of these government administrations are done. A lot of this stuff back here that has been auto-queued will be done by then. In fact, we'll probably wait until these paper mills are done, in all honesty. So do we need additional railways? We are going to need one more in Guangdong, and possibly more than that beyond. But for now, we'll just get this one additional going. That'll be fine for the moment. Our GDP has stagnated a little bit. That's fine. I'm not too concerned about that at this moment. Okay, so we've got 7 weeks on our paper mills, and our iron mines finish up now. 3 weeks on our government administrations, and then we can take a look at those. So that's looking great. Yep. Oh, why did that zoom in there? I had the mouse over here. That was interesting. I don't know why we zoomed in on Burma, but it's fine. 4 weeks on those paper mills. Explosives and paper are considered expensive right now. So I wouldn't mind getting some additional chemical plants. And where do we want those? That would be in northern Manchuria. So we need to do that and then bring this up to 22 in order to max out economy of scale. So that'll do. So those chemical plants are underway. The paper mills will be wrapping up in 2 weeks. Make that 1 week. And they're basically done. There we go. Paper mills. Fantastic. So all of our government administrations that we queued up are done. We're working on all of this auto-queued stuff at this point, other than the chemical plants. So that's looking good. Wood is now expensive. I'm not shocked about that one. What do we need to actually bump up our wood production? We do need tech. And what tech would that be? So in our rural area, we would need to go to electric sawmills. So electrical generation, which we are working on. There's also potentially steam donkey and chainsaws. That would require steam donkey and the combustion engine. So both of those would be interesting. That would definitely help our production. Okay, noted. We'll see what happens with compulsory primary school here. We can't increase our wood production other than this, right? We're maxed out on that. I wouldn't mind actually, and I'm going to do this at the bottom of the list. I wouldn't mind maxing out our production of literally every raw resource fairly soon. This is a low priority, which is why it's going on the bottom of the list, and we'll build other things beyond it. But I definitely want to get all of this coal being produced, all of this iron, just so that our economy can properly scale and we don't have to worry about this unless we're going to import. So this would be the idea here. We'll get all of that queued up. Sulfur mines, yep, we don't have too many of those to build, and fishing wharves. Cool. So that's all good to go. Beyond that, what else are we going to do? Well, this is going to take 207 weeks at this point. Let's see what happens with compulsory primary school here. And it passed. Beautiful. So that is absolutely great. That allows us to immediately get max education investment. So we want to bump that right on up. Beautiful. So we're going to have additional literacy coming in here. We are already up to almost 50% literacy. So that is better than it was. No doubt about that. What might we want to do laws-wise? We could go to propertied women. Do we care about our birth rate right now? I think that it's not politically super viable at this moment. I think overall it's not a terrible idea to. But for right now, it's not really a good option. We could definitely go for like National Guard here. Or potentially secret police, but I'm not sure how necessary that really is. Yeah, we almost certainly could go for a National Guard though. That's not a bad idea. That'll make us even more militarily powerful, so I like that concept. Our chemical plants are going to be done in about 10 weeks, and we've got all of this auto-queued stuff that we're going to work on for a while before we get into our coal mines, which is over here. So that's not going to be too bad. Some of these are going to be livestock ranches and fishing wharves require arable land. What? I don't think fishing wharves require arable land, but okay. Maybe it's implemented under the hood as arable land. Whatever. So we're going to build as quickly as we can right now. We're working our way towards electrical generation, and electrification will be a very big boon for us. That'll allow us to get a bunch of new production methods, but we're going to need to start building power plants basically immediately. So that's the thing. National Guard will hopefully be done fairly soon. It doesn't have a huge amount of support, but it also doesn't have a huge amount of people opposed to it. So with any luck, people will be mostly ambivalent. That would be the idea. We're also going to need additional government administrations. We know that we'll need a few. Not that many, actually. This is 15 taxation capacity each. So we can just do something kind of like this. And that's all of the government administrations that we need for right now. Then we can make sure that our infrastructure is good. We'll definitely need some rail in those locations. There we go. That's all of our rail under control for right now. So we'll get the government administrations here, the chemical plants all finished up, and we'll work our way through this auto-queued stuff. 204 weeks on this construction queue. That doesn't seem too bad. Cool. So obviously, building all of this down here, this is all low priority, right? We're going to build other things above it as needed, but I would like to get our resource generation relatively maxed out as soon as possible. So that'll be fine. Do we have anything going on here? Well, we have an available decision to survey a skyscraper site. We could probably afford that bureaucracy. Let's go ahead and do that. That seems okay. We have some market access issues, but that is going to be due to our infrastructure problems. Northern Manchuria actually requires some 4 railways being built there, and we need an additional railway being built here as well. Okay, so we'll get that underway. So these railways are going to be finishing up relatively swiftly. No real problems here. We're building not like tremendously fast, but reasonably fast. This is going up at what rate? Not as high as I'd like, is the answer. No doubt about that. How are we doing on our innovation cap? Yeah, it still needs more work. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with National Guard here. We decline this alliance. Okay. I would also like to build some naval bases. At some point. The question is what point? I think I'm going to queue this up all at the bottom of the list for right now. We'll just toss that into the list. It's not going to be a huge deal. Okay, the law debate failed. We'll give it another tick and see what happens with that. Our fragile unity has... Oh, because we're no longer an unrecognized power. We have to also do the others. Okay. I assumed that this was going to go away when we were no longer an unrecognized power, but apparently not. It detracted 20% though. We need to finish stamping out monarchism and successfully conclude the Boxer Rebellion. Is the Boxer Rebellion timed? And where is stamp out? What do we need to do to stamp out monarchism? I'm not actually sure what we need to do for that. Is that something that is in our journal? From farms to factories would be nice. We do need to work on our peasants, and we are working on that. The Alsa crop failure, that's unfortunate. This will affect the harvest. But we can see that our deficit is getting a lot better here. We're down to 158, that's solid. The opium plantation here needs to be canceled due to a lack of arable land. And our government administration situation should be virtually fixed at this point. We're going to have to keep doing a little bit of maintenance here and there, of course. The same way that we do with railways. That's fine. No major concerns there. We're going to need a railway here. We're going to need a railway here. And these are currently underway. Okay. Are railways set to auto-expand? They are. Okay. Noted. So this is all looking reasonable. Not amazing, but reasonable. We're at number 6 right now, and our military is ludicrously strong if we turn up our military types. If we turn up our production types. So if we go to skirmish infantry, it's very expensive, but we get a ridiculous amount of power projection out of that. So that's definitely something that we're going to want to do eventually. We're at 49.2% literacy right now. And we're at 127 worldwide. I mean, that definitely needs a lot of work. But we are cruising our way upwards in terms of literacy. We've got a lot of peasants to work through. That's for sure. 15.5 million unemployment. That's a potential problem because our unemployment numbers are actually growing a bit. That is definitely a potential problem. These government administrations are going to be done, though. We're working on these steel mills. We're working on Actually, we are working on our coal mines now. So all of our auto-queued items that were in this list are now being worked on. Coal mines are being worked on extraordinarily heavily, and this one there's insufficient resource quantity, apparently. So we'll cancel that one. The education investment has gone up to 5. So that is magnificent. That is now maxed out. So that's 50% education access and 100% conversion. That does increase our Confucian scholars' political strength. Eventually, we would love to get down to some other form of schools. But for now, religious will work. Backroom dealings have been exposed. That's another bad option there. Okay, so National Guard isn't going to happen. Fair enough. But hey, we are positive financially now. That's a good sign. And we're going to be building a ridiculous amount of coal mines in Shenxi. We're almost certainly going to be lacking in infrastructure. And infrastructure is going to be an issue, like, basically across the board for a while. We're building so fast that things are going to be... things are going to be needing a lot of infrastructure, shall we say. So we'll do something like that for now. We'll get all of that underway. Checking in on government administrations, taxation capacity is going to continue to be an issue in some locations as well. So let's build some taxation capacity in these areas. Cool. Restore restricted child labor. Because of compulsory primary school. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That is not happening. We definitely need this literacy. So that's fine. At some point, do we want to expand our universities? I mean, yes, at some point, but is that point now? Probably not, is the answer. We're at 528 now for our GDP, and we are behind France still, but we're keeping pace with them, actually. So that's a good sign. And we should probably start eclipsing them soon-ish. We're about 4 months away from electrical generation. That does mean that we're going to put all of this coal that we're getting to use, because our first power plants are going to be running on coal, right? I believe so. If we check into electrical generation, that unlocks power plants, and those are going to... No, the first ones are going to be the hydroelectric plants, right? I believe so. Yeah, they consume engines. Getting the combustion engine would not be a bad thing. We are 3 months out from that, though, so that'll be a bit yet. We'll continue to work on all of this construction. Yeah, it's mostly working on railways and government administrations right now. This coal mine needs to be canceled due to not having enough space. Probably due to private construction is my guess on that. But we're going to get these coal mines finishing up fairly soon. Urga, we're going to be a little bit concerned about for the infrastructure. For now, it's okay, but we're building a lot of things in a lot of places, right? Infrastructure is going to be an ongoing struggle. Okay, synthetics plants are now available. So that's not terrible, but we still have access to dye plantations, so I think we're okay on that front. They just queued up a bunch of stuff in the construction queue. Okay. Interesting. I was thinking maybe it was synthetics plants, but no. Nope. They are not that interested in that. Market access is continuing to be an issue, but we expected that. We fully expected that. We have a bunch of stuff being constructed at this moment, so it's probably not that big of a deal. We are mostly going to be waiting here for these railways to finish. We're positive financially here. And pretty soon, I would like to try turning up our military. That would be awfully nice. But I don't think we're in a position to really do that financially just yet. We'll get there. Our coal mines are finishing up, most of them anyway. How many more do we have queued up here? It's a lot, isn't it? Okay, yeah, that's definitely a lot. We've got like 22 of our 74 pages of coal mines. I mean, we're going to need that coal, so I think that's fine. We're going to need it for railways. We're going to need it for electrical generation eventually. A Uyghur secession? What's going on here? 41% chance for Tianshan. I mean, I don't think that's actually a problem. That will give us a civil war here that will increase our fracturing. So where exactly is this? So that's out over this way. Their turmoil's at 50%. If cultural turmoil exceeds 50%, secessionist pops may begin an uprising. Okay, so presumably it's because of the Uyghur population here, which is 41.3%. They've got global 58% turmoil, 58.95 in our location. Okay. Their standard of living is low. I mean, our standard of living across the board is reasonably low. What can we do about this? We could do emergency relief. Mortality per turmoil. Oh, we don't have the authority for this. Where is... Yeah, that's all going into taxation right now. We can cancel our consumption tax on sugar. And our consumption tax on fine art. And our consumption tax on wine for right now. Then we're going to promote national values over here. We are going to do emergency relief for the moment. And we're also going to do violent suppression. Okay. Now, will that get that done in time? This is ticking up very quickly. And this turmoil is not going down very fast. Can we do anything about that in our cultures? Like, can we accept a culture? I don't think so. I don't think that's something that we can do. But we could definitely look to boost their standard of living. As a hypothetical, what if we just tanked our taxes? I think it's just going to take too long. So they're going to break away. So obviously we're going to need to bump our taxes right on back up. I'm going to immediately raise up our power levels here. Now they're not going to be very happy about this. This Uyghur secession is almost certainly going to happen. There's electrical generation. Beautiful. That allows us, and yeah, we have some input goods shortages. I'm not surprised about that. That allows us to start working on, say, the electric arc process. That's 8 years out, but I think that's reasonably okay. We're now number 3 in the world. Hilarious. And our GDP is number 2. How far below France are we? Not tremendously. Okay, so this Uyghur secession is almost certainly going to happen. I don't think there's any real way around it. But they're not going to do well. I can tell you that right now. So we know that we're rocking an input goods shortage of ammunition and artillery. So I do want to build some munitions plants, and we're going to, at the top of our queue up 51 of them here. There we go. And we're going to also do arms industries. We're going to queue up 51 of the... Wait, there's no labor here. We're not going to do it here. Let's do this somewhere where there is labor. Okay, this'll do. So we're going to bring this up to plus 50. Excellent. And the purpose behind this, of course, is to help supply our military. Now, this might cause some additional issues, particularly with iron. For the moment, I'm not that concerned about that. We do have that contested government, and we could consider reforming this government back to here. I don't think that's going to stop this secession. It's way too late. Yeah, so they secede there. And that does, of course, give us a bump up of our fragile unity. But that's not that big of a deal. So the Uyghur uprising exists. What do they actually have, though? Very little is the answer. So I'm going to send these guys over to advance this front, and this guy to advance this front. We probably don't need more than that. So that'll do. We are in a state of civil war right now, but we'll win this civil war very easily. Like, they don't really have a chance here. Cool. And with that, it is time to put a cut in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And a monument to the Emperor, huh? Sure. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we are going to crush the Uyghur Uprising. Apparently, we lost some of our generals. That's interesting. We'll deal with that next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, and Lohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kintogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.